What's going on, guys? So you know that I recently purchased the sport version of pedals for the Infinity Q50. I think they look pretty dope. Get a glimpse of them right here, never mind all of the stuff that needs to be vacuumed out, but they look pretty cool. Nice little upgrade. We got the dead pedal, we got the brake pedal, and of course the accelerator pedal, the gas pedal, the throttle pedal, if you will, and that is the complete pedal assembly. Just went ahead and replaced the whole thing, right? So it wasn't just the pedal cover, it was the entire pedal. You know, I didn't want it to be cheap. I wanted it to be nice and durable, the actual real deal, the real thing. The only thing we really needed to do, besides, you know, take this pedal out, is that we had to swap over the wiring pigtail, the connectors. So the factory one for the 2015 is still in the car. This is the one that came with the sport pedal, but it's a different connector here, so it doesn't actually fit. So they did make some changes to the newer models, but this was the 2015 pedal. So I don't remember the exact amount that I spent on this little upgrade. If you go check out that installation video, I break it down for you there, but I think it was something like $50 for the accelerator assembly. I think it was like $12 or $13 for the brake pedal, and like $10 for the dead pedal. So it was like $75, $80 for the complete upgrade, which isn't too bad. But knowing that I wanted to make this upgrade, I didn't want to spend a bunch of money, so I looked for used pedals on eBay. So you can find some deals out there. Make sure they fit the car, obviously. But like I said, you can find some used deals like I did, save a bunch of money. You can buy OEM replacement stuff, which is going to be double essentially, or you can go the really cheap route and get those pedal covers. Now, again, if you watched that upgrade video when I actually did the installation of these pedals, the brake pedal is just an overlay anyway. But the cheap version is like $25, $26, $27, under $30 you can find these for. The accelerator pedal is just a pedal cover as well. So if you non-sport guys are like me and you wanted to upgrade your pedals a little bit, but you don't necessarily want to spend $75 or $80 on some used pieces, I wanted you to know whether or not these pedal covers for $25, $26, $27 off of eBay are worth it. So I went ahead and bought a set of them just for you guys. So you can see, just pedal cover, pedal cover. I have my original accelerator pedal here, so we can see, get an idea of fit. You know, nothing but the best for you guys. I want to make sure you make really informed decisions, so I was willing to sacrifice the $25 to purchase this set here. I didn't get the dead pedal because that it is what it is. It didn't come with my package, but you can get it complete with that. I think that maybe easy, even, you know, two-sided tape onto the existing dead pedal, so that's really cheap. But nonetheless, I went out on a limb, made the purchase for you guys to see what we're actually dealing with here. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have an idea of what you would like to do, whether you want to buy OEM replacement, or you want to find some used pedals on the market somewhere, or you want to go ahead and spend $25 or $30 and get some of these pedal covers. Let's just jump right into this and we'll take a look. I'll give you kind of my first impressions. We'll try a little bit of fitment, and I'll let you know if it's worth it or not. I'm going to go ahead and just talk about the brake pedal cover first. The weight is there. The rubber feels nice. It doesn't feel super light like you'd expect a cheap pedal to feel. The finish is actually really nice. This is a little sketch, but you're not going to see it. Let's see. And this could vary from pedal to pedal. That doesn't look too great, but to be honest, as long as it doesn't fall off the rubber pad, it's not so bad. It looks very, very similar to the factory brake pedal from behind. From the backside, if you go and check out that video, it was really tough to install that. This is a little bit softer rubber. Maybe there's a little bit more of it as well. Get a little better grip. This one might be a little bit easier to install. I'm not going to risk taking that other one off because it was tough. But I will say this one feels more rigid than the factory pedal actually. And aside from how it looks right here, the quality seems decent. As long as it doesn't fall apart, I would say this isn't too bad. Now, can the same be said for the accelerator pedal? It's just a pedal cover. Again, I mean, expectations got to be reasonable, and to be honest, mine were quite low. Finish seems nice. It's just a cheap, thin, kind of aluminum. I don't even know what kind of material it is. Very lightweight brushed aluminum or something. You can see here again, it's sort of like a molded rubber piece, and then this just little thin sheet of metal pedal is kind of glued onto it. This is toward the inside, so you'll never see that either. But as long as it doesn't fall off, it should be okay. Other than that, it feels just like the factory pedal. It's got a good weight to it. We'll check out fit, but I was already messing around with this before, and you guys got to see this. So it actually fits pretty good. Just gonna fits over, slides down, and it clips around the edge of the pedal here, and on this side, it's like that. So it actually fits pretty good. My concern was whether or not it was obstructed at all from going full throttle. And it actually was. And I was trying to film doing the trimming, and I was trying to film how it wasn't working properly, and it just got all messed up. So sorry for that, but you can see where I had to trim it. There's a lot of material. The material was included so it could encapsulate the whole plastic of the actual pedal and keep it firmly in place. However, because it's like 1/8 of an inch thick, it was not allowing the pedal to reach complete depression. So it was hitting there, keeping the pedal about like 98% full throttle, and I don't know if that would equate to 100%, full throttle in real life, but I didn't want to risk it, or you wouldn't want to risk it if you were installing that. So I did some trimming. This little part was hitting right there, so it was stopping it about there. So I did some trimming there, trimming across this entire top piece, and then had to trim this little sliver off of that rubber because it was hitting right there, and it still hits a little bit. It would need to be trimmed even further, but you can see how it's catching. So your foot would be able to push right through that, but you'd have to trim that little piece to get it to fit perfectly. Other than that, it actually grips pretty well. It doesn't seem like it would slide around all that much. What I would do is get some 3M tape, same thing you would use to adhere your spoiler or your diffuser onto your bumper. And basically I just make sure your pedal is clean, put some of that 3M two-sided tape on there, get this into place and press it down firmly, and just have it be taped into place, or even just a piece of tape around here, and maybe around the sides, because it's a nice flat spot there where it could adhere to. But actually I was surprised at how well it fit despite having to trim it. It's just soft rubber, so just like a little straight edge razor blade, and you can trim this rubber down really easily with no issues at all, you can see. So again, just to reiterate, the brake pedal cover actually feels just as good, if not better, than the factory brake pedal. It's unfortunate that this one looks a little bit janky on the side, but the weight is there. The rigidity of the metal itself is quite nice. The factory brake pedal cover is very flimsy, and it might be because it might be intentional so you can install it a little easier, but this one feels nice and stiff and firm and solid, and the rubber is nice and soft. It's not too bad, and considering the fact that mine was used, you could see a little bit of wear in the bottom quarter, and there's a couple little scuffs. So there's mine. Obviously this one looks brand new. This one's a little worn. It's no big deal, it's a pedal. Seems to be exactly the same size. Maybe just slightly off, but think it would fit exactly the same. And you get a look at the accelerator pedal there, just kind of compare in your mind to what we're seeing. This one doesn't look all that bad for a fraction of the price. Again, both of these together were $27 total. I spent $75, nearly $80 on 3 pedals that I actually ended up installing. One of them being just a simple pedal cover anyway, and this one having to pull out the entire, the entire accelerator assembly and swap over the pigtail, and all that considered. One other thing to take into consideration, if you're like me, for example, and I bought this accelerator pedal assembly from a 2016 Q50 Sport, and of course it was going in a 2015 Q50. It's not guaranteed that throttle will read exactly the same in the car that you put it in. So the 2016 may be completely different in terms of throttle position, the amount of travel. So my 2015 pedal, the amount of travel, 100% throttle is 100% throttle. But I put the new pedal in, and maybe it's just slightly different, and the amount of travel only equates to 95% travel. It's not that big of a deal in daily driving situations. You're not going to feel a difference of 5% at wide open throttle, because how often do you use wide open throttle commuting to work? But if you're doing some 0 to 60 pulls, you're at the drag strip, you're on an autocross event, that 5% difference through the range might make all the difference in the world. Now, I don't honestly think that I can feel any difference in the pedal in my car, but I may go through the process just to be safe. So like I said, there's a thing to consider, and you can remedy it. There are some recalibration processes that you can go through, one of them being throttle position throttle relearn. There's a process of very precisely timed steps to go through in order to recalibrate your throttle body relearn or throttle relearn. Go Google it, check online. It'll walk you through the process. It might take you a couple tries to get things exactly right, but if you're swapping out the entire accelerator assembly, you might have to take some of those things into consideration, especially if you get in the car and it just seems a little doggish. It just might not be reading your new pedal properly. If you don't want to worry about all that, however, and you don't want to spend the $75 or $80 on some of these used pieces just to upgrade your pedals, $25-30 you can get these pedal overlays, and they're really not that bad. And I was actually surprised at how nice they are, relatively speaking. I had very, very low expectations, as I normally do buying eBay parts. Sure, you're gonna have to do a little bit of trimming and test fitting, and maybe get yourself a roll of 3M two-sided tape to get it to adhere properly or to stay secure. Right now it doesn't feel so bad, but if it's in a hot car and after months of driving and taking some of that abuse, I'm not sure how it'll hold up, but I don't know. Not terrible. Moral of the story, guys, is that you have options. If you want to upgrade your non-sport pedals to sport style pedals, you can either buy OEM replacement, you can buy used, or you can go ahead and get these $30 overlays, and I think you'll be relatively satisfied. I mean, for $35, literally no effort to install or prepare for installation. Why not? Try them out. Don't be scared. I'll put a link in the description below to these. I don't know, maybe we'll give these away or something. I don't know, maybe they'll go on the shelf or up on the wall as art. I don't know. But nonetheless, guys, hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully it gave you a little bit of insight into whether or not you should go this route or a different route if you're looking to upgrade your pedals. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of these, or if you have any experience with them in terms of how long they last. We'd all appreciate knowing. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I appreciate the continued support. A lot of good stuff coming for the channel. Super excited for the summer of 2021. Thanks again for watching. See you in the next one.